Hello and welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of Deliberately Creative. So this time we're going to be doing an owl that can be used as an ornament, perfect for tucking into an envelope and sending off in a card so that you can have a little gift along with the card, and it didn't cost you very much to do it all, just a tiny little bit of time. Come on with me. Let's get started. You'll see how easy this really is. Hey guys, so we're going to be doing this really cute little owl ornament. And to start off, we will need a circle. To make this size of an owl, I used a 4.5-inch circle. What I used to make that circle was a cardboard tube that I had found, but I could easily have made that using a circle template on my 4.5-inch line, or I could use any type of container that would give me the size circle that I want. So getting started here, we are going to need to use a ball end stylus and a straight edge. And I had gone ahead and pre-folded a circle to figure out what size wings I wanted. And after one false start, where I ended up with the wings overlapping too far, I found the size that I wanted. You're going to make 3 folds, so there's 3 score lines. And I'm going to use my template that I made to give me the locations of my folds. And when you're drawing your score lines, they're going all the way from the top edge off the bottom edge. And the top edge off the bottom edge. And you want these lines to run parallel to each other. Parallel meaning they would never cross. They run side by side, straight up and down. And then the line for the head flap, right here. And you want these little triangles to end up being about the same size and have that line going straight across. Now I'm using pretty heavy cardstock, so I am going to go ahead and trim out these little corner triangles. If you're using lightweight cardstock or paper, you don't have to do this. For me, it just works better. And so that's why I'm doing it. Now before I start drawing, I'm going to go ahead and crease all of my lines. And I'm folding all of the folds in the same direction. And just creasing it down with my fingers. And then folding his head flap back. See how that already is starting to look like the little owl? Now we're going to open it out, and this small flap is the head flap, and that's where his eyes are going to go. And I want my circles to be about the same size, so I'm doing just a very light line about splitting this in half, just to give me a little bit of a guide. This line is going to be where I'm going to have those circles come down and touch that center line. These circles do not have to be perfectly round. These are the eye circles, those big areas around the eyes on an owl that give it personality. And if they're a little bit different, that's okay. It's just more personality. The center line also helps with making the beak. No matter where you start the line from, so if I had started the line up here higher and come down, he'd have a long and narrow beak. If I come down the eyeball a little bit, as long as I'm coming to this point where that center line was, we're good. We're good. Now, this is the inside, and that's where the Doodlegem is going to go. our little color pencil stone. There we are. And his wings, I want to have those little shoulder feathers. Let's do it this way. I want to have those little shoulder feathers. So I'm going to go like this and say his shoulder feathers are coming across like that. And he's going to have his finger feathers coming down like that. He's going to have a tummy underneath here, and there'll be feathers going across his tummy and chest. And then there's these feathers for his tail, because I like to show the tail on my owls. Some people don't. Some people don't put tails on their owls. I like them. And look at that. So now we just open it up and we have this line going across right here now. We just connected those two shoulder lines. That's his back, and that's where feathers are that would be the same type as the feathers on his shoulders. So I'm going to make that just scallopy. Scallop, scallop, scallop. And then I'm going to do another set of scallopy feathers coming across, and then his tail feathers from the back side. They do not have to match perfectly with the feathers that you have on the inside, because very rare that somebody is going to sit there and count how many feathers you have here and, oh, do those line up? No, they're not going to do that. They're going to look at your cute little owl and go, oh my gosh, you made that? That is amazing. I love what you did. That's what they're going to say. And if you tuck these in to a holiday card and send them off to people, they're going to be so amazed and so pleased that you thought of them with more than just the card. I have some owls that are probably going to make their way all the way to England this year, and that's going to be fun. I have some friends in England that I like to send holiday gifts to. Friends that I've known for a long, long time, that I've gotten the chance to go and visit. So much fun. I love to travel. But right now, at this time of year, I'm just traveling in my heart and sending my little bits of love in packages flying across the states and across the world. There we go. See how easy this is and how quick this goes in. Just doing circles for his eyes, making giant donuts. That's what it looks like, giant donuts. And I think for this one, he's going to get some little feathery bits around the eyes. Little feathery bits around his eyes. There we go. Think how cute this would be to do up a bunch of them and hand the kids a box of crayons or colored pencils and let them just doodle and draw and then fold them and have cute little ornaments to hang up on your tree or to give to grandma or grandpa or aunties and uncles. Giving your children or the children in your life a chance to see what it's like to do something for someone else, to make something thinking about that other person and knowing that they're doing it specially for them. All right, that's all of the colored pen that I'm going to do right now. I want to make sure that all of my pencil lines get erased. If you're enjoying this video, I hope that you will go and click on that like button. Click the subscribe button too if you haven't already become a subscriber, so that you will find out when new videos go up with more fun content like this. Leave me a comment and let me know if there's something special you would like to see me try to do. I love all kinds of papercraft. I love all kinds of drawing, and I love to paint. Yeah, I have a lot of love, and it just keeps growing for so many different types of art and projects. All right, so we're going to get coloring on this now, and I am making sort of a jade-like design for the eyes. We're going to go ahead and zoom in so you can see better what I'm doing just on the eyes. I'm not coloring any more of the body, just the eyes. So I'm going to go in with my medium green, which is the light green actually. Then I have a Kelly Green, the Canary Yellow, the Indigo Blue, white, and a colorless blender. But basically what you want, and you can do it in any colors, what you want is a dark, a medium, and a light or bright color that are harmonious, that go together. Then a dark color to use for your shadows, and a white and a colorless blender just to give you a way to blend your colors together better. You can do all of the blending with just your color pencils with the colors, but it's more fun to see that magic happen when the blending the white over or the colorless blender over. And I'm leaving some spots open to the white paper right now because the yellow really goes well over that white paper. And as you see, I'm going between the two eyes. I'm going to go back and forth with whatever color I started with on one. I'm going to move over and do the other eye also. Now I'm picking up the Kelly Green. It's my dark green, and I'm putting that in mostly towards the top and then down, just down the left side just a little bit. And I'm swirling these colors in, just swirling them in. It'll look a little messy to start off with because, you know, we do layers. Now I'm going to move over to the other stone, and I'm going to do the same thing. Doing it this way, you're not constantly picking up and putting down and picking up and putting down your pencils. You are being a little more efficient in getting your colors laid in. There we go. Kind of messy, but it's okay. Now I'm going to take that bright yellow over the top. It's going to go nice and bright. I'm going to darken that down again just a little bit with the indigo and the Kelly Green and the bright green. Or the light green, sorry. The light bright. Any of you have a light bright when you were a kid? And the magic of putting those clear color pegs into a board and then flipping the switch and seeing that beautiful color come up, sort of like those yellow spots that we just put in, where those yellow spots just sort of lit up. And I'm just dropping this color in wherever it feels good, wherever it feels good. Sorry, I'm repeating myself again. It's just what happens when I start coloring. I go into color brain. And my brain is actually thinking, oh, well, where do I want to put that color next? It's not thinking, oh, what word am I going to say next? Now, jade is the stone that it is translucent. It is not transparent. This is just sort of a magic jade. It's just a jade that is coming out of my pencil. It is not a jade that I am looking at right now because I wasn't sure that was what I was going to do. And now I'm going to take the blue indigo and get it down in where it would be in where that stone would be setting inside the setting. And then bring that color up the stone just a bit on one side and around the top and a little bit down around the bottom also. But leaving a bit here where I'm going to be putting that highlight. And now I'm being really light. When I come up onto the color of the actual stone, once I get out of that shadow zone right next to the line where that stone would be poking up underneath or from the inside of the setting, there we go. Just coloring in. And now I'm going to grab that colorless blender. Actually, no, I want the white. I want that white. I like what white does to the indigo. And it makes it have kind of that waxy look that jade has. Jade has this sort of waxy look to it. And I am just about hitting the edge of as much as I can do on this paper. I don't want to wear a hole in my paper or pull the top off here. I think that, and I'm not going to do the colorless blender, I think that looks really good. Wow. So now we're going to get those white highlights in there, and I am doing sort of like windows, so it's a bit like the top window and that bar in the middle and then another window coming down. And then just some randomly placed little dots there. And then I want just a tiny thin little line coming around this outside edge. Like that. That is looking really good. I think maybe a smidge more line. But I think that line is going to get, yeah. That one just got smudged. There we go. How fun is that? So then we're going to do one more little snip here. I want to trim out this bit right here by his beak. Just that little bit. And if you wanted to, you can do this. You can round off those corners right next to his eyes just a little bit. Not too much. Not too much. And now we are going to poke a hole up here at the top between his eyes in that seam, that fold. I'm going to poke a hole, and I'm using a push pin to poke that hole, and I'm making sure not to hit my fingers on the other side here. Look at that. Just taking it and sort of twirling it around a bit. I have a piece of ribbon that, for me, I like my ties, let's see here, that it's about 7 inches long, which then gives me about a 3.5 inch long loop. Now, the easiest way that I have found of getting this ribbon through that tiny little hole is to flip it to the inside, lay my ribbon right next to that hole or right over that hole, just get it started like that. See how that started through there? I just used the push pin to push it through. Now I'm going to pull it and grab a hold of the ends on the inside. I'm going to pull it through and sort of line those little ends up. And I don't want to pull them all the way through, but I'm not going to tie a knot. What I'm going to do is sort of separate them a little bit, and I am going to use a piece of double stick tape. Now, you don't have to use double stick tape. If you don't have it, don't go out and buy it. Grab your bottle of glue and put a line of glue across here, just like I'm doing with the tape. Just put a line of glue right across here, just like I did with the tape. Pull the tape off or get ready to put your wings in on top of the glue or your tape. And squish it down and hold it down. If you're using liquid glue, you're going to need to hold it down a little bit longer than I have to, which is one of the reasons why I'm using tape. Then flip the head over and push that space right between his eyes that would connect to that tape or to the glue. See? And there you have it. A cute little ornament. And now I would always make sure that I did all of my coloring before I folded it. But I'm using mine this way with just their eyes and keeping them black and white for the rest of it. And there you go. So if you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, make sure that you share this video with your friends, and leave me a comment and let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more things like this, if you have any ideas on other videos that you would like to see me do. And as always, take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and go out and do something creative. Take care. Bye-bye.